as a bar fight, but ended in a death 4 months later, and now Davie police are searching for the brawlers who could face murder charges. Michael Lewis Klein Sr., 57 of Davie, died November 14, 2018 from injuries suffered in a beating he received about 5:30 a.m. July 4th in the parking lot outside the Road Dog Saloon at State Road 84, police said. Surveillance video shows Klein outside smoking a cigarette, walking up to the couple of men, and then turning his back t-shirt inside out before walking away. The video also shows another man with a thick black beard and black hair in a ponytail wearing a black Harley Davidson motorcycle t-shirt, a black baseball style cap and jeans, walking over to the neighboring Exxon gas station. The clerk later told police the bearded man asked Klein for a cigarette and Klein gave him one. Then the man walked Klein into the parking lot. According to the police report, a short time later, 911 dispatchers received several calls from witnesses. Quote, "They just beat a guy up real bad. One man said he's just laying there. We need somebody right away," a woman caller said. "He stopped breathing and he's bad. He's beat up real bad. There's a lot of blood." Several members of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club are then seen climbing on their bikes and driving off, investigators said. Klein was taken to Broward Health Medical Center in critical condition with a fractured skull and bleeding in his brain. He died as a result of those injuries, police said. Klein's son told investigators he had a few drinks in the saloon when his father earlier in the night, but left before the beating. The son said his father had gotten into an argument with some of the club members a few weeks earlier, the police report stated. That from Florida. By Associated Press, Las Vegas. Prosecutors have asked a judge in Las Vegas to throw out the testimony of a key witness in a federal racketeering trial after they say he lied on the witness stand. The trial stems from a 2001 shootout that killed a rival Hells Angel leader in northern Nevada casino. Prosecutors say Gary Jabbers Rudnick lied after spending more than 3 days telling jurors that the Vagos Motorcycle Club members had plotted to kill a rival biker in Sparks. The Las Vegas Journal Review said on that. "We have grave concerns and doubt as to whether this witness will be truthful," Assistant U.S. Attorney John Hahn said after 23 days of trial expected to last through the end of the year. At the beginning of the trial, Hahn called the slaying of Jeffrey Pettigrew, 54, an orchestrated murder among criminal conspirators that received a, quote, green light, go ahead from the Vagos International president following a series of clashes between members of the two motorcycle clubs in San Jose, California. The 8 men standing trial represent the first of the 3 groups totaling 21 defendants ranging in age from 36 to 70 who prosecutors say were involved in crimes in California, Arizona, Hawaii, Oregon, Utah, and Nevada. Each of the men, including Albert Lopez, Albert Perez, James Gillespie, Bradley Campos, Cesar Morales, and Ernesto Gonzalez, could face up to life in prison if convicted. Defense attorneys for the men have asked to have the murder and racketeering charges thrown out. "I don't," and this is a quote, "believe the government can prove the case without Rednick," said defense attorneys Jess Marchese, who represents Gillespie. If U.S. District Chief Judge Gloria Navarro dismisses this case, it would mark the second time in 2 years that high-profile federal charges against multiple defendants were tossed out, officials said. Video surveillance showed Pettigrew pistol whipping another man on the casino floor before gunfire broke out. During the fight, Gonzalez shot and killed Pettigrew, prosecutors said. Sounds like self-defense. Gonzalez was found guilty of murder in state court, but his conviction was overturned, and he was indicted in the federal case while awaiting retrial, officials said. What do you guys think? GV Wire, the federal government's investigation into the activities of the Modesto Hells Angel Motorcycle Club yielded new indictments Thursday in Fresno. Chapter Vice President Michael Schaefer, 31 of Modesto, was charged with conspiring to distribute marijuana, conspiring to distribute heroin, and distribution of marijuana, and 2 counts of communication facility to facilitate a drug trafficking offense, whatever that means. Chapter Secretary Patrick Gonzalez, 31 of Modesto, was charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. Hells Angels member Ricky Blackwell was charged with possession of cocaine with the intent to distribute, possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking offense, and possession of a firearm after suffering a misdemeanor domestic battery conviction. U.S. Attorney McGregor W. Scott announced the indictments in a news release. Officers searched Hells Angels residences. Law enforcement officers executed search warrants at the residence of Schaefer and Gonzalez, along with other locations. According to the court documents, at Gonzalez's residence, officers found the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club world rules and the rule book that governs all Hells Angel motorcycle clubs. Officers also found the rules for the Modesto charter of the Hells Angels, minutes of club meetings, membership information, and membership agreements. Oh, did they get a treasure trove right there. Feds arrested Modesto chapter president in June. Earlier this year, Modesto Hells Angel president Randy Peachy was charged with conspiring to distribute meth for leading a drug conspiracy that involved his wife, Tina, Michael Mize, and Hells Angels member Michael Pack. This latest case was the product of investigation by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the Internal Revenue Service, Modesto Police Department, Turlock Police Department, and the County District Attorney's Office, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, and the California Highway Patrol. Holy cow, was there a lot involved in this one? Wow. Ross Pearson, who is the district attorney, are the prosecutors. Potential sentences for those charged Thursday. If convicted, Schaefer faces a maximum statutory penalty of 40 years in prison, a mandatory minimum of 5 years in prison, and a $5 million fine. Gonzalez faces a maximum statutory penalty of 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Blackwell faces a maximum penalty of life in prison with a minimum of 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. With that, I ask, is it worth it?